it to the house, but I just kept on driving. It's something I just thought of because we're coming across it. And so anyway, we like as a fence company, obviously, if you do any like if you're in a business for any length of time, you start to know like what other material, like what other companies, they're charging, like what their material costs are, and all that kind of stuff, right? And so we had this issue, and it was we were asking these questions like for the last few months and few years. That it's like, hey, like, are you guys giving the same pricing to everyone? And they're like, yeah, right. I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand how these guys are charging this price. Like, we know what they're paying for materials. Like, what are they doing? Making like $10 on this job, right? So, like, yeah, they're getting the same price. I don't know what they're doing. They must be paying their guys way less than you do or some other bullshit. No, right? And why do I know this now? Because we freaking call these all these companies. We don't know exactly who supplies to who, but the one particular company called and it's like, hey, I was interested in getting pricing, and I've been sending out like these specials that we're having, and they're like, my wife's like, if you don't mind me asking, like, how much are they? How much are you currently getting charged? And they're like, well, we're getting this. And I'm like, well, no offense, but like, why are you reaching out to us when our special is more expensive than what you're currently getting charged? Like, you're just not happy or whatever else, whatever. And I'm like, nah, we just didn't know you existed and just wanted to get some information and blah, blah, blah. But sure enough, they like, we were getting charged so much. What we're finding out now is like pretty damn funny. But like, what we're getting charged now compared to these other companies, like we were getting charged way more, even though we were doing way more in business. And what they were doing is basically if they wanted to get a customer, they would end up giving them lower prices. So they have no relationship with this company except for if they buy a handful of times. But then I would come in there and order like $1 million worth of shit, right? And after the numbers that I know now, like I was probably worth $300,000 to my supplier. So how did he reward me? By giving me pricing that was above what these other companies were charging. And like they were barely spending any money. So if you think your supplier might be fucking with you, they probably are. And it's so frustrating because I'm like, we try to be upfront and honest with people, and we don't get the same in return. Like it's a typical for me constantly where it's like I give more than I get and I get screwed over constantly. And it's okay. But just realize, like I basically said it to my one sub that we use, and because what we're doing together, I'm like, he's basically woken up he woke up the sleeping bear, and he's about to get his honey taken. Like it's just frustrating, and it's like it doesn't have to be like this, but like if you think something's up, it probably is. So anyway, hope you guys have an awesome day. Talk to you soon.